Yo, what's cracking, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mono Team Monday, and I know I've been gone for a little bit, but I'm back now. Did you miss me? So now it's October, as we all know, so I thought we'd get into the theme of Halloween stuff. So as you see here, I'm bringing a Mono Psychic team, but I kind of tried to stay within a Halloween vibe here. So I'm bringing an Espeon, a Gothitelle who I've never used before, a Metagross, Mega Mewtwo X, Malamar, who is a beast to raise, and a Slowbro. So my opponent today is going to be Corona, who's bringing a Gallade, a Venusaur, a god-awful Talonflame, Ninetales, Cloyster, and a Luxray. Let's get this thing swinging. So Corona issues the challenge here, and I must say he's one of the most normal people I've seen in the wild, but I'll go ahead and lead with Espeon, Posh, my Espeon, because she likes that fancy stuff, as he goes ahead and leads with the shiny-ass Luxray. And this Intimidate doesn't really matter right now, but I wasn't sure if this thing was packing a crunch, but you know, I said let me stay in anyways and set up a nice little glass wall. So take that, man. Take it. But he does end up going for the crunch, so I'm like, how much is this gonna do? Does a decent amount. Doesn't do more than half. Well, actually it does. I don't know why I'm still in the green. Wait, 98 times 2 is what? I'm not sure right now. But doubt it's 172. But I go and switch into Tempura here because he's a physical tank and he slightly resists dark moves, kind of, and he hits Contrary, so there you go. See, I'm already getting hacked. Second turn into the battle, I'm already getting hacked. If it wasn't for Contrary, I don't know. I'd be losing my mind. So he goes out and sends out his shiny Ninetales. I'm like, this guy has a whole shiny team, doesn't he? He just genned his whole team, didn't he? But, I don't know. So he tells and sets up the sun, and this foul play was, of course, meant for that lion there, who has a higher attack stat than this fox. And so the foul play doesn't do too much here. So I go switch out back into Emo Chick, my special wall. I believe she's carrying... Oh, she's not carrying the Assault Vest, actually. And this thing has Hex on it. I'm like, what the hell? Since when does a Ninetales run Hex? I'm like, good for you for an original set, but why does it have to be against me? Luckily, I am packing that weakness policy, so I'm going to get a bit more damage off when I do get the strike back. Hopefully this Flamethrower did not take me out. And did not. If I got burned there, I would have been pissed off because... I don't know, maybe I would have died, maybe I wouldn't, but who knows. So, this Side Shock is going to wipe this Ninetales flat off the floor. Goodbye. No problems from you. So, at least, if I can solve this Sun, that Venusaur is going to be a little bit easier to take down. So, this Gallade comes out, and I'm like, alright, probably has a Shadow Sneak. Let me save Emo Chick a little later. Maybe I might need it for some Death Fodder. That's the thing, I hate when I only get to use these awesome builds I have on these things and they get wiped out within like 2 turns and I have to save them for Death Fodder at the most. That's just annoying as hell. Anyways, my Slowbro is here and I actually named him Brain Fart. I don't know why I was not allowed to do that when I transferred him over, but whatever. I go for a Disable to get rid of that Leaf Blade because I actually thought he was going for a Shadow Sneak, but that was nice anyways. So now he gets that stronger, super effective attack disabled. So ha! Take it! Take it! So he goes and withdraws there, of course, and goes out into this Venusaur. I'm like, I knew it. I should have went into something else, but I did go for the Scald because over prediction is a bitch. What else can I say? That Scald did nothing. But I figured, what the hell? I have Regenerator, so I can afford to take a little bit of damage. But the Reflect wears off at that point, so I'm like, shit, I gotta do something to this Venusaur. So I go out and send out Nelly. Just in case he went for a Sludge Bomb. I don't know why he would. But I'm predicting the Leech Seed at this point. I'm like, alright. I should be able to take this thing down with a Zen Headbutt. I mean, it's still Poison type, right? For some reason, when I first encountered Mega Venusaur, I thought it was just pure Grass type. But he does go for a Giga Drain there. I'm like, ha! Take that. Nelly doesn't... Shit don't phase Nelly, man. So I go for an Agility there, thinking that he'd probably switch out. But you all know my luck by now. You all know what happens to me in these things. He did not switch out and ended up going for the Leech Seed. So I'm like, damn it. That's even more, like, unforgivableness happening to my Metagross there. This thing's gonna recover. Not that I did much damage to it in the first place. But he avoids the freaking Zen Headbutt. And I'm like, man, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? We're gonna do this right now? We're gonna do this right now in this day and age? Alright, so I go for a second Zen Headbutt. I'm like, yeah, land it, kill it, yeah. And he freaking lives it with like a sliver of HP, and I'm like, what? I was sitting in my chair at that point going like, ah! Because I can't believe that. I can't believe this. Look at this. Every friggin' time I use a Metagross, I never get to use it from the actual team, or it gets knocked out and I don't get to do what I wanted to do with it. Damn you, Venusaur. Frig you. Go to a flower shop and buy yourself a bouquet because nobody else likes you. So I go into Espeon here. Forgive my raging there. And he goes out into Talonflame. So I'm like, alright. I see you. I see you. Take the Psychic to the bank, son. Take it. Move your wings with my mind. And of course it has a citrus berry. I'm like, today is just not your day, is it? Everyone has just stuff on their Pokemon to counter what you have. So, yay! So I go to Tempura here because he's the best thing I can do besides Slowbro. And I don't know why. I should have went into Slowbro. I don't know why I went into Tempura. And of course he gets a crit. Yay for you! Good for you! So I basically just wasted a whole crap ton of HP on my Malamar there. That was a misplay of the century. Now I go into my Slowbro. It'll take this thing a little better, as long as it's not a damn crit again. And it's not. So I'm like, okay, this thing's almost dying. Chances are he's not going to leave this thing in for a Scald, but then again, chances are with me he is going to go for the Brave Bird because he's planning to kill himself anyways. But no, he actually uses the U-turn here. I'm like, yeah, it's just not, things aren't just happening for me today, are they? Nah. So at this point, I'm like, I gotta switch Slowbro out after this turn for some regeneration action. You know what I'm saying? Drink some milk and all that. He does run Slack off, but it's not really gonna help because this thing's probably gonna Thunder Fang me or something. And I did go for the Fire Blast, predicting a switch. Of course I miss. Of course. What else would happen? It's the only natural, right? It's only natural, right? You stupid. Anyways, I send out Tempura basically to see if he can live any physical attacks from this thing. And at this point, I'm like, even if he does, I'm slower anyways, so... So, my Tempura... Oh, and it's a crit too! Yay for you! What is that, like the second one so far? Yay! So, I sent up Posh again because I want to send up a Reflect. In hindsight, I don't know if a Psyshock would have taken this Luxray out. Maybe I should have just went for that instead. But the Reflect should save Posh. And it does. Man, but he gets a defense drop, so I'm like, whatever. So at this point, you know... Oh, I had Psychic, not Psyshock. Excuse me! Excuse me. So it wouldn't have taken him out. But, actually, yeah. I should have went for the Psychic in the first place. Whoops! So that was another misplay. Misplay number 2 on my part. I would say that's a mistake instead of a misplay. Yeah. But I go into my Mewtwo here, because I'm like, alright. You want to do this, son? You want to do this today? I'm going to Mega Evolve and terrorize your lying ass. Alright? Because you lie too much. And if you go for a crunch on me again, at least I resist that too. So I do go for a bulk up, predicting another crunch. And I'm like, yeah! Bulking up. Hitting them weights, son. And I get the attack and defense boost, obviously, as he does go for another crunch. So I'm like, alright, bring it. No crit. Ha! No crit. Ha! But wow! Wow, I missed the freaking Zen Headbutt. Second time. Second time's the charm in this battle, guys. And he gets a defense drop. So I opt to go for a Drain Punch here. I'm like, damn you, man. At least that Drain Punch with the bulk up was enough to pack a wall up and give me some of that HP back. But I did get the defense drop, which is making me kind of nervous at the moment. And here he sends out Talonflame again. So, you know, looking back now, maybe I should have left Mewtwo in there to get this thing some major recoil damage. But I go back out into Slowbro, and he does go for the Brave Bird again. So I'm like, alright. Alright. At least he's gonna get like a sliver of recoil damage off of this. So he's in the red now. He's in the red. And, you know, he's probably gonna go for that U-turn again. But I said, you know what? I don't know if I want to take any chances at this point. But he does go for that U-turn, and I'm like, friggin' Talonflame. I will never use a Talonflame. I don't have one. Well, I mean, I don't have a competitively bred one. And I will never use it. I will never use it until other people stop using it. So anyways, I predicted the switch again. I'm like, yeah, chill, yeah. Take a Fire Blast to the face, Flower Man. Yeah, it's music to my ears. So Slowbro gets a knockout there. Professional, son. And he gets some leftovers recovery, which is nice. It's always nice. And this Cloyster comes out. I'm like, okay, gonna have to deal with this shell smashing asshole now. So goes for a Shell Smash, but I'm probably gonna go for the Disable at this point because I'm like, you friggin' Cloysters, just pissed me right off. Well, let me guess. You have White Herb too? Yeah. But you know what? You ain't gonna get no more Shell Smashes. No more Shell Smashes for you, Cloyster. So, at least, you know, it could be worse. It could be worse. And now the Reflect wears off. Yay! I believe I sent an emo check. Yeah, because I need a Death Fodder at this point, just to see what he would go for. And he goes for the Rock Blast, but he misses. And I'm like, damn it! If only he didn't go for that first Shell Smash and get that speed boost, I could have lived and went for a side shot. He probably wouldn't have done that much, since it takes the defense into account instead of the special defense. But yeah, go back into Slowbro here. He's gonna take this Rock Blast, and it does, you know, for a Rock Blast, that's a decent amount of damage being done to me. I'm just taking abuse left and right, guys. Help me. Help me. So I go for a Fire Blast, and I friggin' miss it again. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, yeah, great. Fantastic. Fantasmic. I love missing attacks. I love them. So he's gonna get hit with an Icicle Spear here. I'm not too sure why he switched up. Maybe he does a bit more damage from the stab. Probably does. And at this point, you can already know that I'm gonna switch out for the Regenerator or go for the Slack Off. So I have to go for the Slack Off. So I'm gonna get a little bit more HP restored off of that. Plus leftovers, so you know that's probably better than switching out and going for the Regenerator. But now he's no longer disabled, so he does go for the Shell Smash, and I'm like, oh my lord, why? At least he gets the defense and special defense drop this time, but he's sitting there with +2 speed, attack, and special attack. So I'm like, phew. But luckily I do land this Fire Blast for once, well twice. I can't be that harsh on Slowbro, because he did land that Fire Blast and knock out the Venusaur, Mega Venusaur. But this thing didn't die yet, and it goes for a Rock Blast. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I land a Scald or something, I can kill it. Because, you know, I'm bulky as hell, so I doubt that it's going to knock me out unless it gets like crit. Which I'm not ruling out entirely because, you know, with my luck again, that is entirely plausible. But I do opt to go for the safer choice here and go for the Scald, which should take this thing out. Not very affecting my ass, man. At least it's gone. So that Bivalve is gone. Leftovers recovery, you know what it is. So now at this point, I either have to go for another Slack Off or Regenerate. And this Talonflame comes back out. And right now, I guess maybe I should have just... Oh wait, no. He wasn't even going for... Wasn't even going to go for the Blade... What's wrong with me? He wasn't going for the Brave Bird. Going for the U-turn. And I live it with less HP than I would have liked. So this Gallade comes out, and I believe it went for... Yes, another Slack Off. Which is fantastic. Because the more HP, the better. I love it. I love it. Probably wanted to take me out with a Shadow Sneak, but that leftovers is just the icing on the cake there. Just gives me that little safety net of HP. But he does go for a Leaf Blade. So at this point, I'm either like, okay, I can disable that or go for another Slack Off. I have to go for another Slack Off because I need that surplus of HP back before I can actually safely go for disable. So luckily, I am, you know, gaining more HP than losing. Would love to say that about money all the time, but goes for another Leaf Blade, so I'm like, yeah, keep it coming, keep slicing and dicing. And I believe, oh wow, I actually went for the Scald. Why did I do that? That was, I believe, one of the major misplays in this battle. Misplay number 3, ladies and gents. I really should have went for the Disable there, because he's gonna get another Leaf Blade, and unfortunately, he gets a freaking crit and takes me out. So that cheesed me like no other thing, because I really should have went for the Disable there and then the Slack Off instead of trying to get the burn with the Scald, because you know I'm never gonna get the burn unless it's a Will-O-Wisp. So that Shadow Sneak does a decent amount, and here I was like, okay, if I go for enough bulk ups, I can take this Gallade out with a Drain Punch and then hopefully live a Brave Bird from the Talonflame, because it's gonna come in and do shitty Talonflame stuff. But these Shadow Sneaks are doing a crap ton of damage, so I have to go for the Drain Punch now, like right now. That does a lot of damage, and I get a lot of HP back. If I was above where that little slash, even more, like leftovers wise, if Mewtwo had leftovers right now, I think it would have been pretty comfy. But I go for another bulk up here, and I really should have just taken this thing out. I really should have just done that, because I'm at 58 HP right now. This Shadow Sneak brings me down to 28. This Drain Punch is probably not even going to bring me back up to 58. Let's see. 34. A whopping 6 HP, guys. So that's a hard lesson I learned there, because now I'm going to just die to this Talonflame. And it sucks because I could have won this battle, guys, had I not made those 3 to 4 crucial mistakes. He does get a crit again, so that's at what, crit number 4 for him. I don't think I got a single crit that mattered. And yeah, I was really sad at that point, guys. But yeah, that was Mono Psychic nonetheless. Pretty fun to use. Obviously I should have made some better decisions, but yes, we're gonna continue our Halloween theme this month. Next week, I'm not gonna tell you what teams I have lined up. I already have 4 types chosen for Halloween. 2 of them are pretty obvious. Let's see if you guys can guess the other one. And as for the Theme Team Thursdays, we're gonna follow the same themes for those teams. It's gonna be 4 different teams, obviously, though. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.